Alright, time for another review of a Wave 5 model. This time we'll do the Flying Piglet. Hopefully so it doesn't take long. It's not that much to talk about, I don't think. Alright, Flying Piglet. Undead Piglet, 4 soul stones. 4/4/4, 5 walk, 7 charge, height 1, 4 wounds. Ooh, that's shit. Okay, same as a Stuffed Piglet, but 4 more points, 2 more stones. Diving charge, charges for 1. Okay, so it can charge 8-inch threat range. You can summon it instead of a Stuffed Piglet, but it suffers 2 damage. It's insignificant. It's a peon. Has a 4 melee, 1, 2, 3, and auto poison. It has 2 triggers: push 4 inches away, or discard a ski mark within 2 inches, which could be your own, so be careful. It has a range 3, walk 5 against willpower that gives slow. And you can push it 2 inches if you have a mask. And then for a 7, it can blow up. It can deal 2 damage to itself and then place a ski marker. Okay. Let's go through the uses. Alright, so on its own, it can charge twice, leaving combat, giving you 4, 1, 2, 3 damage with auto poison. It's like Kudra. It walks pretty slow. I mean, it's 5, but biggest problem I think anyone can see is it's 4 defense, 4 willpower, 4 wounds. It's very, very easy to kill. Extremely easy to kill for 4 soul stones. Why would you ever buy this model? Why would you pay 4 stones for this? I don't even pay 4 stones for piglets, which I think are better than this. At least they're defense 6, 5 wounds. So that at least gives you, a chance to live. Why would you? I don't know why you would ever pay for this model in your crew. And piglets can at least put down ski markers. They need to do ski markers. What the fuck's the point of this model? For 4 stones? Get the fuck out of here. Summon it. I would never. I mean, hell. I mean, even if you could buy this model for 2 soul stones, and I'm not saying you should, it still would be like a maybe compared to a Stuffed Piglet. That's how much I think this isn't worth 4 soul stones. But then again, I've never thought regular piglets were worth 4 that much. I think they're better summons. But at the same time, I don't think you can make piglets 3 soul stones because I think it creates too much problems with too many like low stone models. And the low stone range is very hard because going from 2 to 3 to 4 is a lot bigger deal than going from like 9 to 10. So basically because of the spam ability, you only get so much. I mean, it's just their melee is fine. Like they have the cool like wind gambit thing where like they're gonna get 4 attacks on you. And their triggers are nothing special. At least there's no end the activation trigger. But 1, 2, 3 adds up if you get hit enough. So they can be annoying, but they don't blow up. Like the thing is, like if you took away their soulstone costs, right? They're a pretty cool model. They can make people slow, which is like actually decent on this kind of model because the whole idea of slow is you're basically trading AP, right? Because you're using 1 AP to take away one of their AP, but it's really only worth it if your AP is shittier than theirs. So if you slow like something big, then it's worth it. While in this particular case, it's not worth it if like my master slows a Stuffed Piglet. It's stupid because I took a Stuffed Piglet AP away from my master's AP, but other way around it's worth it. So that's actually pretty good. I kind of like their dinner to go. Take 2 damage, drop a ski marker. Makes them a pseudo minion, but you only have 4 wounds. Sorry. And if they're summoned, they're gonna die instantly from it. So I guess, yeah. I think the problem with the summoning thing is they take 2 damage when they're summoned. One is now they really die in like 1 hit to anything. They don't have any advancement. You know why you summon these? Because you already have 6 Stuffed Piglets on the field. That's why you summon these. There you go. It gives taxidermists a thing to do after there's 6 Stuffed Piglets. You can start with Stuffed Piglets and 2 taxidermists and start summoning Flying Piglets. And they can do at least cool things where you summon them. Like, it gives you the option later in the game to summon them, walk 5, or summon them into dinner to go, to kill themselves on the turn they come out and get a ski marker down. So they have like some uses like that. I actually really like their design, what they have, right? It's a pretty crowded card, but I mean, a lot of the stuff on the front is abilities. We all know what it does. It's just, Pig Charge. I think Pig Charge with a 4 melee 1-2-3 is not ridiculous. They have Diving Charge. It's fine. They actually don't have Flight, which is interesting. I guess you can still get it to them with Taxidermist. They are a little slow compared to that. So the whole front of the card is basically just abilities we know, plus saying that you can summon them. How do they work with a Pigapult, though? We'll never know. It should increase the range to 36 inches, but do less damage. People would love that weird. Think about it. Think about it. People would love a Pigapult that could hit the whole entire board. No range. No range. We'll just go with that. I like it weird. Just decrease the shock to like 4 to represent its inaccuracy. Weird should have like a barrage type weapon. Like the Pigapult like puts down a blast marker where it wants to shoot, and then nope, that doesn't seem to work. I don't know how you would represent it moving. Let's just assume that it was a great idea. Anyway, so it has a fine melee. Like a lot of the card is just wordy because of the triggers and stuff. So it's basically it's just not worth 4 points. I mean, you'll see this because people will summon them, and it at least gives you an option to summon them. But even then, a lot of times you're summoning stuffed piglets with like taxiderms and stuff. It's to annoy people to hold them up, and a stuffed piglet's way better at it. Because at the end of the day, if a stuffed piglet blows up and does like a stuffed piglet can attack like this guy can, right? It's not like a stuffed piglet doesn't have a 1-2-3 melee 4. It doesn't have the poison, so it's a little less damage. But when it blows up, it does like a good bit. It can do up to 4. It's threatening. It's scary. The fact that if all stuffed piglets blew up for 1 damage, they would be. I don't know if they'd be worse. I think definitely worse. The threat of having like 1 to 4 is so big that even the 4 is only low range. I think people don't take that into account enough. They're like, if you stand at 3 inches, you can only get hit by 1 or 2. If you stand at 4 inches, you can only get hit by the 1. You're really putting yourself in a predicament if you're right next to him. Now I can make you next to it by walking, and I can blow myself up. Stuff like that. It's not a stuffed piglet debate. It's a debate of why would you buy this model? And it's probably not even going to be a popular summon. It's probably going to be a once in a while I need the scheme marker, or maybe I want to come in and try to give somebody slow type thing. It at least has some uses if it comes in. It's just not good for buying. I think the biggest thing, one of the biggest things is why is it? It's insignificant, right? So I guess if it wasn't insignificant, Dinner to Go would suck. Should Dinner to Go be automatic? Because you are hurting yourself. I mean, taking 2 damage to drop a scheme marker is pretty. I feel like Dinner to Go could be, and I know I'm trying to make all the models better, but maybe it should be 3 stones. Would it be ridiculous at 3 stones? Probably not. It'd probably be fair. Maybe an extra wound at 4. It needs something. It's too easy to kill. You can't take these guys. It doesn't have the piglets. The piglets also have small target, which makes them harder to shoot. So at least they're dying. This thing is just going to die for 4. Never buy these. You're 1 stone. You are 1 stone away from a lightning bug. Yeah, all my videos come back to lightning bugs. To the fact that every model they put out is worse than a lightning bug and it's around the same stone costs. Just if you ever think about taking a new model from Wave 5, just take a lightning bug and you'll probably come out ahead of the game. But these especially, I have arguments of why piglets are awful for hiring. Unless you take Ulix and have Corn Husks and then get the free ski markers. That's the only time I like buying them. But otherwise, never buy Piglets. Great summons. Great, because when you summon something that slow stone cost space, it doesn't matter. To me, right? It stops mattering. Getting a free Piglet is a solid summon. Like, you don't think... I think it's... Because it has a weird, like, worth, in my opinion. The reason I think it's a great summon is because I don't think you can put a true price on its head that's fair. Like, because when it becomes the ability... Like, how many stones do I think this model's worth? I think it's worth, like, 2 to 3. At best. 3 at best. Like, if you sold it to me for 3, I probably still would never hire one. At 2, the only reason I'd hire at 2 is because I could spam them. But even then, I think stuffed piglets are better. Maybe I'd go half and half and have one of the 2 of these guys that could, like, because they can walk, charge, and annoy. Like, these things can annoy, like, snipers better. Right? Rather than a stuffed piglet. So, like, shit like that. So, like, if they were 2 soulstones, I'd call it. But you can't do that because people would spam, like, 6 stuffed piglets, 6 flying piglets for, like, 24 soulstones, and then just have a bunch of good shit. Maybe then you're getting out of the way of good stuff. Maybe if they put a limit on them with undead piglets, with stuffed piglets. So if these were 2 stones, and heaven forbid, but then the damage when they come in from summon would probably be too much. Yeah, I just think they're just worse than stuffed piglets because of, unless they plan to, like, nerf stuffed piglets into the ground. Which I don't know what they would do, and they shouldn't. They better not increase the soulstone costs. I have a whole, like, list of things I would change stuffed piglets if they were intent on changing them. I do think they are very good. I do think a lot of the problem from them stems around hiring. Like, they should be rare 4, summonable 6. Kind of like Skeeters, where you can only hire 2, but you can summon as many as you want. I think that would be a fair thing. It's just people suck about playing against them. I mean, that's another true statement. People are just don't know how to play against them very well, and so they cry about it. But there are ways to deal with that kind of stuff. Anyway, this model has some options. I just would never buy it for 4. You know, there's always, with a model like this, and I told you at this point value, is it too good at 3? Probably not. Would I pay for it at 3 over a Bayou Gremlin at that point? Let me think. I might. It might be worth it over Bayou. I think it's around a 3-stone model. And if Weird thinks that's too good, then it should take an ability. Like, there's a point where you can't. There's a point where, like, the Soulstone scale doesn't justify the card at all. It's either gonna be too good or too bad, right? Because maybe it lands in that half range, and that's where you gotta. There's the give and take of both Soulstone costs and maybe abilities. Like, you tweak the dinner to go to make it maybe not a TN but suffer 2 damage. Like, it feels kind of I feel like it should either be for that high of a TN and being, like, it's an action, like, you know what I mean? Like, the fact, I guess it does give you the ability to put ski markers closer than normal, so there is a give and take there versus just having a normal interact. I don't know. It just feels like 2 damage for. It's situationally good. It's just, you'll never hire these, but I'm sure the models will be good. All right, that's all I have to say about this guy. 1 model left to review.